When I started, I didn't think about an empire. I didn't think that it would ever be this big.
A VIP backstage pass, exclusive to you and your Nescafe cappuccino.
Welcome back. Now, I know table accessories are good to have, but there was a time when if you gave somebody a pair of salad servers for their birthday, you'd be very lucky to ever be invited back. But all that has changed thanks to the woman who has combined the art of sculpture with the science of perfect decor. I'm talking about the one and only Carrol Boyes.
We've all seen her pieces. In fact, I could do with seeing a few more. So, if anyone wants to send me any unsolicited gifts, Carrol Boyes for Bubby Malloy in a padded envelope, and you can leave it here at reception. I'll come fetch it next week. But we wanted to find out a little bit more about the woman behind the label. Check this out.
Now, some of you may know that I spent many years working in the hospitality industry here in Cape Town. And one of the things that intrigued me about the industry was finding out what perceptions of South Africa people had who'd never been here before. Now, of course, as one would expect, there was universal adoration and admiration for Madiba. But what really amazed me was that so many first-time visitors to our country were familiar with the artworks of an extraordinary woman and one of our greatest entrepreneurial exporters, Carrol Boyes. Now, we all enjoy a good local success story. So I thought I'd catch up with the dynamic lady herself and find out how this amazing venture began and how almost 2 decades later, she's not only a household name, but remains at the forefront of functional design. Now, I've heard that there are some people who believe that Carrol Boyes is a clever brand name and was the brainchild of some inspired marketer. But no, there is a lady who lays claim to the moniker. What did the young Carrol dream of being one day?
All I wanted to ever be was an artist. When I left school and went to university, I studied a BA Fine Arts, and I discovered that I really enjoyed sculpture, and that is the direction that I finally took. But always in my spare time, I was either doing ceramic sculpture or metal sculpture. What the idea was that I would combine sculpture with items that were usable and functional in the home.
You have a very signature style. Anybody who sees a piece of your work immediately would be able to identify it as Carrol Boyes' work without seeing a name attached to it. Has that been consistent from the beginning?
My style is probably my signature. But being creative, you always have to be growing and you have to look for the new challenge and change in a way. I've been doing cutlery over the years, and then I moved to larger items, to furniture items. And in fact, now I'm busy with a range of jewelry. You've achieved an incredible amount in the time that you've been doing this. You've got stores overseas now as well. You opened your flagship store in Soho in New York, which must have been very exciting. How did the international expansion happen? You know, when I started, I didn't think about an empire. I didn't think that it would ever be this big. I opened my first retail store at the waterfront. And things just sort of grew from there. I mean, it really is such an iconic South African product. It's like when you go over and you travel to see people overseas, if you're taking them presents, you take them biltong and Carrol Boyes and feel like you were giving them a piece of South Africa. It really warms my heart because it's that invisible connection with home. What happens here is just the art, the design, and part of the mold making process happens here. Then we send our molds up to Limpopo, where we have a factory. Where do you do your designs? The designs are all done at home over the weekend, far away from telephones and computers. First of all, I would do a drawing. After I'd worked through the drawings and pretty much decided on the design, I would then make the prototype in clay. What I would then do is bring it to my art department, and they would complete it and finish off the design for me. What are you working with here? These look like some significant sized pieces.
This is a chip and dip bowl holder. This is what Carrol sends
Very nice.
down to us in the clay, very rough. This is cast again in resin. And we work on this, and this becomes a prototype. So we'll make sure everything fits together nicely, smooth, the details worked out nicely. And then we'll work on the cleaner. So this is on its last stage, just needs to be filed and sanded, filled in, and made perfect. And then that goes off to the factory and gets molded again. This original is molded in this silicone rubber, the pink rubber, and cast in this resin. And then we work on this as the prototype.
These are handles for a dish. You can see these are the originals, they're quite rough.
So that's what you would get from Carrol.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
These are the two halves. And then over there is the finished prototype. It's been rounded off, smoothed, fitted to the dish and so on. And then finally, this is a sample of the same thing in aluminium, which looks quite different now that it's all shiny.
You mentioned as well that you have a new range coming up, and I see that you have some over there.
I
Is
do.
it possible to share that with us?
I certainly will. Probably the one that I've enjoyed doing the most, and sort of as the greatest departure from what you've seen just over there, is what I call the wound-up design. There's a simplicity, but a fluidity that I really enjoy. These new pieces are going to be launched early spring. I'm going to enjoy the reaction from that.
So if you're looking for that special gift for that special someone, now you know where to get it.